found that we can use different exhales and inhales to transfer the energy of our movement, the power of our movement. But we have to keep in mind that exhales 50% of the breath cycle, inhales 50% of the breath cycle. So when we're combining both, then we have the possibility of like 100% of our potential. Sometimes you use a lot of exhale with no inhale. Other times it might be the opposite, all inhale. So we'll receive this bag coming back on like an exhale, and then we'll receive it on an inhale. So it's more dramatic, like if I'm just on 1 foot. So I'll receive this on the exhale. Receive this on the exhale. Now I'll receive it on the inhale. Again, receive it on the inhale. Or take the inhale to an extreme. Or take the inhale to an extreme. But other times you might mix and match a little exhale with a little inhale, or you might begin a movement with an exhale and change it to an inhale. So if I was pushing this bag, when you push this bag, I might be planted because I want to be planted to move this bag. So I'm using an exhale. So I plant using the exhale. Once I got it moving, now I want to switch to the inhale because I want to do a linear motion. I want it to get going. So I go root in until I'm all tight. Maybe I stop the motion, and then now I switch to an inhale. So football players, a lot of times they're pushing each other around. They can't get knocked over, so they have to plant, right? And they're pushing around. Now they're going to push back. So they plant, they didn't get knocked over, and now they switch to the inhale to move the other person back. So there's an example of exhale and inhale. Or it might be you're catching a motion coming toward you and you have to give. So you're giving on the inhale and then planting and then exhaling. So there's different ways that you can use these type of movements. Or maybe I'm moving and I can't stop. I'm moving by something. I want to move and continue my motion, but I need to push something out of the way. So if I'm moving forward and I want to get by and I have to plant to push something out of my way, I have to stop. So it's plant, push, start, and go. But I can use that same expansion to move something out of the way as well. So I could be moving, I want to push something out of the way, but this time I'm going to expand, push it. So it all depends on the situation, whether you have to plant or if you can just do an inhale expansion. So the ability then to choose, what do I need to do at this exact moment? That decision could be made on the spur of the moment, because as you get to this point, you can feel, oh, I got a plant, I'm going to get knocked over or something like that. Or you might say, oh, I'm going to get knocked over, I'm going to inhale it and exhale it. Or you could say, I'm going to get knocked over, I'm going to inhale, receive it, and then spit it out. So there's all different ways that we can use all these type of energies, right? I can just inhale this because I want to just keep moving in that direction. Or I can exhale it. Or I can receive this energy on an exhale. You see this energy on an exhale. Okay. Or I can receive this energy on an inhale. So there's all different types of ways you can do energy. So you wonder, like, why did that bag fall over? Well, when I did the exhale, I grounded, but I also grounded the bag. And you could just feel and hear and see the groundedness. So I'm going to exhale as it comes forward to receive it, and it's, right, and we're grounded. Right? Again, exhale. Right? I can stop that. Right? This time I'm going to expand into it, which means I don't want it to ground. I want it to become part of my inhale, which is what we call oneness. But I want it to become part of my inhale, and you'll notice there'll be a split second of almost a receiving as I push out. So you'll see two things happening, is of receiving and an expansion at the same time with the inhale. So I'm going to inhale to receive it. Again, inhale to receive it. You notice it's not grounded. So different types of energies can be transferred as well for different effects. So as we look into different athletics, it's the same thing. It's even if you're hitting a baseball or hitting a tennis ball or hitting a golf ball, it's not just a sport where you've got to push somebody around. It's what type of energy do I want to impart to the, say, sports equipment or tool, and then subsequently impart to whatever's like the object of the game, like the golf ball or the baseball. So all these things are part of biodynamics of sports that we can use. We can mix and match, change in the middle. I could begin on an inhale to get my energy going, and then finish on an exhale. Right? I could do the opposite. I can begin on an exhale, and then on an inhale. You can see that the bag responds differently to whatever I do. And that's our proof that something's going on, is we watch what is the response of the object. Now, if the object's going to be a baseball and you're trying to hit home runs, then naturally that's what we want to see, is those type of results. Or if you want to blast a tennis ball by the person on the serve or the return, the same thing is what's happening to the ball. And that's how we can tell if the biodynamics are being used or working properly, is you look to the receiver to see, or what is being received, to see the action. Because I could go like all I want, but you can't see the difference. But as soon as I start doing it to this bag, it becomes really apparent as to what is happening. And even like dance, it's like, what is the reaction of the lady when she's getting picked up? Is she light? Or is she heavy? Or is it a fluid motion? Is she supposed to freeze in place? All these things are what is happening by the biodynamics of the male dancer that's doing all the picking up and the spinning all around and all that type of stuff. It's either consciously or trained, they are still using these type of biodynamics. And as we study the biodynamics, then we add so much more to our repertoire. And also, if we're only in one area of dualities, like say only on the exhale, then we increase our potential by 50% just by including the other duality. So this is the importance for the study of these biodynamics. To the person that's already in this realm and doing these things naturally, the plus is that once they know what is going on, then they're able to have insight into how to make it better, or how to improve it, or how to use this one aspect in one situation, another aspect in another, or how to link it together to make a continuation of types of movements. So even the most gifted performer that's naturally gifted benefits from the knowledge of what they're doing. In fact, they may even benefit from it even more because the levels that they can take it to are now even higher.